Hey everybody, it's Monster back again with Opus Gaming, and I'm here today to bring you some more playtesting. Again, this is going to be Blue Ivankov, me on a Blue Ivankov, and one of my friends, Randy, on Law. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup. I think that both of these decks are going to get played a lot during this meta, and I think that Law is a deck that is just like honestly still yet to be fully discovered. I think a lot of players play it very well, and I think a lot of players have very strong builds for it, but I just think that it's kind of touch and go. Do you play Law, or do you play like Whitebeard on the red side, or do you play green Kinemon on the green side? So we're going to get straight into the gameplay here. Starting off, it looks like it's going to be on... Oh no, we're not sure yet. We're looking for first mulligan. So let's see here. Both players are drawing, and yeah, we're picking up, we're keeping our hand. So it looks like we probably got a good start on the blue player side. It's maybe a one drop, but really the most important things are, yeah, it is the one drop. So it's the event card. We're dropping 2 and drawing 2 here. So we're just going to cycle through some of our deck, but the other important cards are things like Perona and stuff like that to see on that opening filter. So going over to the Law side, we're going to go up to 2 Dawn, tap 1 and play a Nami, and this is where that resource engine starts. Just from the very first turn, we're looking to build a hand of cards that he's going to be able to use throughout the game. So here he's picking up a 1-drop Chopper just because it's one of the cards that he knows he's going to be utilizing in the mid game and early game. So pick it up early. Looking at what he's going to do with his second Dawn. Yeah, he even has he has a Dawn to just hard play the Bonnie, and in that situation playing against blue, you're really not scared because like the worst thing they can do is tap out. I don't even think I can tap out because I'm on 3, so there's actually nothing I can really do to remove that Bonnie in blue. For me, I know I'm just looking to get set up. You already know we're just looking to set our cards up that we're going to be drawing, push a bit of damage, and set up for that 7 Dawn turn or that 6 Dawn turn to drop the Luffy and Ivankov combo. So after that, we see a Buggy come down for 1. So attach 2 onto Ivankov, swing for 7, and Buggy comes down afterwards. Picking up a... Was that Mr. 2? I wasn't sure because I couldn't fully see, but I know it was one of the 2K counter cards. Going back over to the Law player side, where he's going to Dawn up to 4. Tap down 1 for Bonnie. Yeah, starting off that to just get another card to your hand is a really good way. Just an additional draw for the turn, and kind of start to see what you want to do for the turn. Here we say, yep, the main SR of the deck, the Law, comes to hand, so that's scary. Following up that search, we're probably going to see some attacks. So it's going to be a 5K attack from leader. And then tap 1, and we bring down the Nami. Nami's going to search top 5, and I'm assuming here you kind of want to find another one of your small cards, probably another 1-drop, but we'll see what he ends up picking up here. Super interesting, just kind of seeing what how he's developing the board, because he hasn't committed anything like even medium size yet, so it's been all small cards, and we see a Brook come to hand. So a 2K counter is actually really nice here. You can either hold that in hand, or there's going to be a point where you just tap 2 and play it just to fulfill the board state requirements, and then bounce it back to the hand to play out a Law. So Brook and Law are a really good pair together. A 2K counter and a card to bounce back to your hand to play out Law for free. So going up on my turn, we're looking at my 5 Dawn turn, and I haven't done very much as far as like sorting up and setting up my 7 drop, so it's not looking like it's gonna be super guaranteed for this turn, but we'll see. Swinging 5 here raw at my opponent, it looks like this is going to be a situation where I'm going to tap 5 or and just play out a card, but let's see what happens here. Yep. Yeah, and it was Mr. 2, so Enclave. And here, this is just a good card just because I'll be able to discard a card to restand him at the end of my turn, and he's a blocker. So pretty strong card here just to kind of float into. Dawn up to 6 on my opponent's side of the board, and now he's in like jet pistol range. He can do a lot of plays on turns like this. He's got a full board with 2 blockers, so with Bonnie restanding, I'm sure it's just gonna be Bonnie to draw a card. And yeah, this is a scary situation. I definitely should have swung Buggy into the Bonnie. That was a misplay on my part. That should have been the first thing that I did, but that was something that I missed in the moment. So we're gonna see a 5K at lead and counter out. And then yeah, we do see a jet pistol on this turn, and honestly, yeah, really good, because that's going to stop me from being able to like control how many cards I have in my hand, as well as continue to poke and block and poke and block. So yep, tap 2, bounce Tsunami back to the hand, play out Law. Law's going to Nami back to hand, and we're gonna play out. We'll see here. Maybe it's a Zoro, so we can get a little bit extra aggression here. No, we're just gonna play out the Nami, and Nami will probably find a rush attacker here. Maybe a Luffy. We'll see. So with Nami only searching Straw Hats, oh, is that a miss? I can't really tell from this angle, but it looks like there's a lot of green supernovas in that, and not a lot. Yeah, you should have tapped one for the Bonnie because you could have picked up the 5-drop and then played out. Sorry about that, guys. And then played out the Nami after that. But it's easy to tell something like that when you're just watching it on recording afterwards. So still in a very strong game state for the Law player. He's definitely ahead, and I think that's something that's really important for him to keep up here. So since I'm dividing out my Don here, it doesn't look like I have a powerful card to drop on my 7, so I'm swinging 6 at leader. Maybe gonna be putting down another powerful character. We'll see. Thinking about it on the Law side, if he's gonna take it or not, or if he's gonna counter out. Yeah, we broke out. So that makes sense, honestly. The Brook can go down because you already have a Law on board and you don't need to play the 2-card combo. You're kind of already sitting pretty. Play on another Mr. 2, tap 1, play out Buggy. Buggy hopefully is going to find us an Ivankov, so you can for sure see Ivankov come down next turn. We see Luffy, that's good enough. And then from there, yeah, that'll be the pass there. He didn't want to go down to 2 life that early, I don't believe. Or is he already at? Yeah, well, he is already at 2 life. So yeah, he definitely didn't want to lose an additional life there. 100%. So here on the Law player side, he's really just like looking at how he's going to control the board. Is he going to out the Mr. 2 again? I think that's something that's really on his mind. He has the rush to Luffy, but he does, if he can force it to block. No, it's a 5 cost. I'm sorry, never mind. I was going to say he could play X Drake, but he cannot. That's not how that works. So I can see why he's taking his time here. He has to kind of push some damage during this turn, as well as leave his defenses fully intact. So we'll see how he decides to progress. Starts off with the Bonnie to plus your hand size 1, which is really good. Excuse me. Let's see what that Bonnie search got. Bonnie found a Bonnie is what it seems like. Yeah, Bonnie found a Bonnie. Everything else, the only thing else I saw was an Otama, but I'm sure it was a lot of not searchable cards. Here we're looking for a little bit of top end, but honestly having the Luffy is really nice. We can tap 2, bounce Bonnie back to hand and play out of the Luffy, and then push damage with the Luffy just by putting some down on him, and the turn just kind of becomes pretty simple from there. So we'll see. Yeah, swing with the Nami just to see if we can bait the block. We bait the counter. I'll swing 7 with leader. So we're not going to do unblockable Luffy. And we're not going to do... Okay, so we're just going to go into another Law. Law bounce our entire hand, or all of our swingers back to hand. We get a second blocker, and we're going to put down... Yeah, just another Bonnie. The Bonnie's standing, so it's not like it's vulnerable or anything like that, so... Law's really keeping the pressure on, just really looking to set up a proper lethal turn. So we'll see if we can turn that around with a really big 7-drop turn, but we finally got a stage, which is nice. We do it backwards. We discard a card before we draw, but we just knew that we weren't going to utilize that card. I think at this point in the playtesting like sessions, it was still pretty early on, so I was still testing that event card, but it's not currently in my list. The list will be coming soon. If you guys want that, leave a comment down below because I'll definitely drop the list as soon as we get back from Battle Spirits launch event. That's actually where I'm going to be when this video is being recorded. So all right, we see a big swing at leader here, and then he'll be able to discard a card to restand. Yeah, we're not even seeing the Luffy come down. We don't have an Ivankov. We do have the Luffy in hand, but that just means we have a card without counter. This is going to be a buggy swing at 5, and then just a 6k block. And then just like a 7k swing into the 6k. This is just really rough. And then just a block from the 1-drop on board to make it, counter out with another Brook. Yeah, like I was saying before, once you have all your Laws on board, the Brook plays are just like unimportant, to be honest. So I can see where that came from. So with the law player still not being able to close the game out, I don't think, on this turn, even though I'm on low hand size. All he has to do is do 1 damage. 2 damage is a good amount of damage to get through on this turn, and he'll be fine. And I don't activate Mr. 2's effects, so. Randy going over some of his options and thinking about it, but yeah, just starting the turn off, adding a card to hand. Highly recommend that as just kind of a green player or any multicolor green deck. You yeah, if you have a Bonnie on board, just plus your hand size and see what all your options are. It only costs 1 Dawn unless you're going for your for sure kill turn and you need all your power. Okay, so we counter out of the first swing. Honestly, at this stage in the game too, you can do things like swing with the law, right? Activate leader effect to bounce the law that you swung with back to your hand, play out a Zoro, just tap 5 and play out that same law from your hand to bounce the Zoro back to your hand and play something else out, right? And it can just be so devastating. So here we see a swing into the character card, and we have to let that through because we have to save everything for protecting life here. We can't afford really to let a free damage through. If we can stay on 3 on this turn and we top deck an Ivankov, we're still in the game. But it just really depends on how much Randy wants to commit here. He is in a very commanding board state though. Just really, this turn is really just whatever he wants to do, and I'm just responding. So playing a little bit from the back seat or back foot. Oh, we see another really big 9K swing, and that one definitely comes through. Yeah. We got the blocker to be rested, but okay. Yeah, it was just really doesn't need the defense, just swings out with everything, bounces the red back to hand to play out the X-straight just to crack the buggy, and that's totally fine. We're on 10 down this turn. And we'll just see if we have anything that we can do. We'll see. Checking out our hand, so it's not like a slam Ivankov, right? Or oh, maybe it is a slam Ivankov. I think if it is, yeah, you don't feel too bad. 5K swing at something. We'll see what it swings at. Yeah, there you go. Start off with the buggy into the Bonnie. That should have been happening a long time ago. The Bonnie finally dies. From here, where do we swing? 5K at leader, I'm assuming. My opponent can technically take this, but I wouldn't. You can just counter out because you're so far ahead, and yeah, I mean, you take it, but like really you can afford to take it here. Yep, activate stage. We'll go down in cards in hand to probably just draw cards that we know aren't dead, but we'll see. We'll see what we do. Discard 1. Are we discarding additional cards? We'll see. Yep. Oh, do we have to tap 1 for a buggy? No, tap 1 for a Perona. Perona's not bad because we can decide what we're drawing here. We just don't have very much Dawn left to work with, so if we do have an event card, we don't leave it on top here. I see a crocodile and some other cards, but none of the cards I see look very good. So blue player really thinking here, really trying to figure out what I need. But after we resolve the prone here, it's for sure going to be a tap 7 for Ivankov, just because I had the 3 put aside. Yeah. Tap 7, we get Ivankov onto the board. Ivankov's probably going to play down a blocker. We draw the 1. Bring down the oh, we do bring down the Luffy, so we did end up keeping it. I wasn't sure if we ended up pitching it. I didn't see it. But Luffy's effect's gonna bounce back. Yep. The blocker, just so he doesn't have the body on the board, and yeah, we leave it at that and draw the last 2 cards that I organized like that. This turn, I really do think that Ivankov or that Law can push for game here with the amount of rush attackers that it has and things like that, as well as having just like that extra X-Drake on board. That's a huge swinger. So as long as you're swinging between 9 and 11 for most of your attacks, and you can get everything at 9, you can get 3 9Ks and I think a 7K or no, 3 9Ks and a 6K swing through. That's pretty good. I like those numbers. But we'll see. You're still decent on life. You have the 1 life left, and then you can just also flood out. Well, I guess if you commit to that, you won't have any defense. So we'll see if he commits here. It's rough though. I for sure see that. Excuse me. Well, player taking his time to kind of think through the sequencing of what he wants to do here, just because he definitely doesn't want to. Oh, we're only going to swing 6 of leader, so yeah, I'm definitely going to leave some up for defense, and we're going to whittle down to 1 here. I'd be very surprised if either of these laws swing this turn then. So play Brook, swing leader for 7, take the damage. I'm sure we'll see a Rush Luffy come down in a second here. Tap 1 to play like a Bonnie that was bounced back to hand, or the Bonnie wasn't bounced back to hand, but the Nami. Oh, we do say a swing from the. Oh, and we take it at 6. So that's just very telling of us not having. Did I not order the top of my deck properly, or maybe I just didn't have access to the counters? But that's something that's really, really important. Like I'm saying, I was learning blue really heavily at this time, and yeah, the cards that you counter and the cards that the cards that you arrange at the top of your deck, man, crazy how important that is. But just haven't gotten fully used to it at that point yet. Yeah, let me see Rush Luffy with everything come down. I think if we would have countered out of like 1 of those attacks, we would have been fine. But yeah, we misordered the Luffy. I think we drew it on draw for the turn. Then we got some counters out of life, so that was rough for the blue player. At least that was really, really good on the red player. I think he commanded the correct amount of pressure, and then he only committed once he saw that like certain attacks were going through. Like he was like, I can afford to poke with like 1 blocker here, and then it went through, and he's like, all right, well, everything else is free. So all the way through, really good play from the green player, or from the green red player, law player, and just doing my best on the blue player side. But if you guys like these decks, leave a comment down below. We'll drop the actual deck profiles of what we're playing currently, because we've moved on from like these were learning test sessions, so like now we're just like really getting ready for like regionals and things like that. I have a couple friends playing on the webcams this weekend, as well as a couple friends going out to Chicago to play for that in-person regional. So lots of preparation, lots of playtesting. But you guys already know, you made it this far into the video. Leave a sub, leave a like, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. And this is me, Jamonster with Opus Gaming. I'm out. Take care.